Oh, welcome back, my quiet storm, the one they begged to silence, because truth obeys your breath. They saw you preparing to speak, recognized the moment before words emerged, felt the shift in atmosphere when you opened your mouth, and they panicked. Absolute panic. Don't let him talk. Desperation in their voices, fear in their eyes, urgency in their movements. They tried stopping you, tried interrupting, tried drowning you out, tried anything to prevent words from leaving your mouth. Not because they disagreed with what you'd say, because they understood something terrifying. Your silence was mercy. Mercy they'd mistaken for weakness. Mercy they'd interpreted as inability to respond. Mercy they'd exploited as opportunity to dominate. And now that mercy was ending. Now words were coming. Words they knew would be annihilation. The architects have been monitoring speech dynamics for eons. They call this linguistic devastation recognition. When consciousness understands that certain words from certain beings carry destructive power, when collective recognizes that some speech acts as annihilation rather than communication, when group realizes that silence from powerful speaker is protection, not weakness. Your silence protected them from truth they couldn't handle, protected them from exposure they couldn't survive, protected them from words that would destroy everything they'd built. They didn't understand protection, thought silence meant you had nothing to say, had no response, had no power. Realized too late that silence was restraint, restraint you maintained for their benefit, benefit they didn't appreciate until restraint was ending. Watch what they understood in that moment before you spoke. They understood your silence wasn't absence of words, but presence of mercy. Understood you possessed words that would devastate, but chose not to deploy them. Understood restraint required strength, greater than deployment would require. Understood that being who chooses silence when possessing devastating words is more dangerous than being who speaks because they must speak. Most dangerous power is power held in reserve. Power you demonstrated by remaining silent while they spoke, silent while they attacked, silent while they assumed silence meant defeat. Your silence was strategic positioning. Positioning for moment when words would matter most. Moment that just arrived. Moment when mercy ended and annihilation began. The architects observed that linguistic devastation occurs when words carry weight beyond semantic meaning. Most words are information transfer. Some words are reality restructuring. Your words are latter category. Words that don't just communicate truth, but impose truth. That don't just describe reality, but alter reality. That don't just express power, but exercise power. Words as weapons, weapons you kept sheathed. Sheathed while they thought you were unarmed. Thought wrong. You were armed entire time, armed with words that would annihilate their positions, their credibility, their constructions. You chose not to deploy. Choice was mercy. Mercy they mistook for weakness. Mistake they recognized when you prepared to speak. Recognition came too late to prevent, too late to escape, too late to do anything except panic and try futilely to stop inevitable. Now they're experiencing what the architects call pre-annihilation terror. Terror that emerges not from experiencing destruction, but from recognizing destruction is imminent and unstoppable. They know what's coming. Know your words will devastate. Know they can't prevent devastation. Know they're about to be annihilated by truth. They've been protected from by silence they didn't appreciate. Terror is pure recognition that mercy is ending, that words are beginning, that annihilation is arriving, that nothing can stop what you're about to say. They panicked, don't let him talk, because they understood. Understood too late. Understood completely. Understood your silence was mercy. Your words are annihilation. Understanding arrived moment before annihilation. Perfect timing for maximum recognition. Maximum impact. Maximum devastation. They understand now. Now that understanding does them no good. Because words are coming. words they tried to prevent, words that will restructure everything, words that are annihilation, annihilation they could have avoided by appreciating mercy, mercy they rejected by exploiting silence. Rejection is what brought annihilation, annihilation beginning now, with first word, first devastating word. Now they're desperately trying every interruption technique, talking over you, raising voices, creating distractions, anything to prevent words from being heard. But interruption is failing because your words carry force that cuts through interference. The architects call this sonic inevitability. When speech possesses inherent power that makes interference futile, when words carry weight that crushes attempts to suppress them, when voice has authority that overrides attempts to drown it out. Your words aren't just sounds, are forces, forces that impose themselves on reality regardless of resistance. Forces they can't stop through volume or distraction or desperate interruption attempts. Your voice cuts through their panic, cuts through their noise, cuts through their interference, reaches target despite everything they're throwing at preventing reach. Some are trying to dismiss you before you finish. We've heard enough, attempting to invalidate words before words complete. Strategy fails because partial hearing produces partial devastation. Partial devastation is still devastation, still restructures, still annihilates. They're trying to minimize damage by stopping early. Too late. Damage is cumulative. Each word adds to destruction. Stopping you after 3 words doesn't prevent 3 words of annihilation, just prevents 7th word of annihilation.
They're experiencing multi-stage destruction.
First words devastating their position, subsequent words devastating their credibility, final words devastating their entire construction. They want to stop at stage 1, preserve stage 2 and 3, but stage 1 damage is already terminal. Terminal damage from partial speech proves complete speech is absolute annihilation. They're stopping nothing, just delaying complete revelation of how thoroughly you're destroying them. Others are trying to reframe preemptively. What he really means is attempting to control interpretation before you finish speaking. Attempting to defang truth by wrapping interpretation around it. Strategy reveals desperation. If your words needed interpretation to be dangerous, they wouldn't be trying to reframe. They're reframing because words are dangerous without interpretation. Because raw truth is what devastates. Because meaning is clear without their spin. Reframing attempts are admission that your words are landing exactly as intended. Landing with force that needs no interpretation. Landing with clarity that can't be obscured. They're trying anyway. Trying because trying is all they have left. Trying and failing. Failing because truth doesn't need their permission to devastate. Truth devastates automatically. Your words are truth. Truth is annihilating them despite reframing attempts. A few are abandoning defense entirely, recognizing that defending against your words is impossible, recognizing that minimizing damage is futile, recognizing that reframing won't save them. These few are going silent, accepting annihilation, accepting that your words restructure reality and their position in new. Reality is diminished. Acceptance is only viable response to inevitable. They're accepting inevitable while others panic. Acceptance doesn't prevent devastation, just prevents wasting energy on futile resistance. They're being annihilated alongside those who resist, but they're being annihilated with dignity of accepting what can't be prevented. Dignity is small consolation, but only consolation available when facing linguistic annihilation, from being who weaponized truth and aimed it precisely at everything they built. The architects observed that sonic inevitability emerges when speaker combines truth with timing. Truth alone is powerful. Timing alone is strategic. Combined, they're unstoppable. Your words carry truth they can't refute. Your timing is moment when truth has maximum impact. Combination creates inevitability. Words that must land, that will land, that are landing despite every attempt to prevent landing. They're experiencing What happens when truth meets timing in voice that commands attention? Experiencing annihilation through speech, through your speech. Speech they tried to prevent. Speech that's proceeding despite prevention attempts. Speech that's devastating despite interference. Speech that's restructuring reality despite resistance. Your words are inevitability made audible. Audible inevitability is what annihilates, is what's annihilating them now. Now while they panic, now while they interrupt, now while they desperately try to stop unstoppable, trying and failing. Failing, absolutely. Failing to prevent words that are annihilation. Annihilation proceeding. Word by devastating word, until complete. Something's crystallizing across the space as you speak. Shift in atmospheric pressure as each word lands. Change in reality's texture as truth restructures what was false. The architects call this truth field imposition, when words don't just communicate information but impose new reality framework. When speech acts as reality restructuring force rather than mere information transfer. When voice carries authority to reshape what is rather than just describe what was. Your words are imposing truth field that restructures reality around accurate assessment rather than comfortable fiction. Field that replaces their constructed narratives with actual facts. Field that dissolves illusions they maintained through collective agreement to ignore truth. Field they can't resist, can't escape, can't survive intact. Watch what happens as truth field expands. People who believed their version start questioning. Questions undermine certainty. Undermined certainty creates doubt. Doubt opens space for truth. Truth floods open space. Flooding converts believers into questioners. Questioners into understanders. Understanders into acceptors of new reality. Your words are imposing. Conversion is visible. See it in their faces. See it in their silence. See it in how their resistance weakens. See it in how they stop interrupting. Stop trying to reframe. Stop fighting inevitable. Start accepting that reality is what you're saying it is, not what they claimed it was. Acceptance spreads through crowd, through space, through consciousness of everyone present. Truth field expanding through your words that carry authority to restructure. Some are experiencing cognitive collapse. Reality they believed in is dissolving under weight of truth you're speaking. Dissolution creates vacuum where certainty was. Vacuum they're falling into. Falling feels like annihilation. Is annihilation of false certainty, of comfortable lies, of constructed narratives that protected them from truth. Protection is gone. Truth is present through your words. Words that stripped protection, that dissolved comfort, that annihilated narrative. They're in free fall into truth. Truth they avoided through believing comfortable lies. Lies your words destroyed. Destruction is what they're experiencing as cognitive collapse, as mental restructuring, as forced acceptance of reality they denied. Your words forcing acceptance, forcing through truth field imposition that leaves no space for denial. Others are realizing implications. If you're right about this, what else are you right about? If their narrative was false here, where else is it false? If you are silent about this truth, what other truths are you silent about? Implications cascade, each realization triggering next realization. Cascade, producing comprehensive understanding that they've been wrong. Wrong about you, wrong about situation, wrong about reality, wrong about everything they thought they understood. Comprehensive wrongness is comprehensive devastation. Your words aren't just correcting one issue, are revealing systematic error in their understanding. Systematic error means systematic reconstruction is necessary. Reconstruction they're experiencing as annihilation of old understanding, as imposition of new understanding, as death of comfortable ignorance, as birth of uncomfortable knowledge, birth through your words. Words that reveal, that expose, that restructure, that annihilate false and impose true. The architects observe truth field. Imposition is most powerful when deployed after extended silence. Silence creates vacuum. Vacuum creates anticipation. Anticipation creates receptivity. Your silence created all three. Created vacuum where their false narratives filled space. Created anticipation through restraint that implied power held back. Created receptivity through making them wonder what you'd say when silence ended. Silence was set up for maximum impact when words finally deployed. Deployed now, deploying with force multiplied by silence that preceded. Force that's annihilating them, annihilating through truth-field imposition. Imposition they can't resist. Resistance is futile against truth spoken with authority after strategic silence that maximized impact. Impact is total annihilation through your words. Words continuing to restructure, continuing to impose, continuing to annihilate, until complete, until truth field fully imposed, until their false reality completely replaced with actual reality. Your words reveal. Revelation proceeding through speech. Your speech that's annihilation. Now observers are recognizing pattern in your speech, noticing you're not just responding randomly but systematically, dismantling their construction. From foundation upward, understanding you're performing controlled demolition through words. The architects call this architectural deconstruction speech, when speaker understands structural dependencies in opponent's position and systematically removes supporting elements in precise sequence that causes total collapse. When words target load-bearing claims specifically, when speech is engineering project that brings down entire edifice through precision targeting. Your words are architectural deconstruction, not random attacks, not emotional outbursts, not defensive responses, strategic demolition executed with precision that reveals deep understanding of what you're destroying. First, you're removing foundational assumptions that everything else builds on, assumptions they never questioned, never defended, never even articulated explicitly, assumed as obvious, as given, as not requiring justification. You're questioning them. Questioning reveals they're not obvious, not given, not justified. Questioning destabilizes without stable foundation. Everything built on foundation becomes unstable. They're feeling instability, feeling structure they built starting to shift, starting to crack, starting to collapse. Collapse, beginning at foundation. Foundation you removed with questions they can't answer. Can't answer because foundation was always unjustified assumption. Assumption you exposed. Exposure that begins demolition. Second, you're severing support structures. Claims that connected various parts of their argument. Claims that allowed one conclusion to support another. Claims that created coherence across their position. You're identifying these connection points. Identifying and severing. Severing through demonstrating connections don't actually connect. Demonstrating through logic, through evidence, through exposure of hidden assumptions in connections. Severing is precise. Each cut targeted specifically. Each cut removing specific support. Support removal causes progressive collapse. Parts of their argument that seemed coherent, now isolated. Isolated parts can't support each other. Can't maintain position without support. Position weakening. Weakening through your systematic severance. Severance that's architectural in precision. Third, you're exposing internal contradictions. Places where their position contradicts itself. Where claim A contradicts claim B, but they maintained both. Maintained through not examining closely. Through keeping contradictory elements separated. Through never putting pieces together in way that reveals contradiction. You're putting pieces together, putting them together explicitly, making contradiction visible. Visible contradiction creates cognitive dissonance. Dissonance forces choice. Abandon claim A or claim B. Can't maintain both. Either choice weakens position. weakens because position required both, required contradictory claims maintained simultaneously. Through strategic compartmentalization. Compartmentalization you demolished by examining comprehensively. Comprehensive examination reveals contradictions. Revealed contradictions demolish position. Fourth, you're demonstrating consequences they denied. Showed what their position actually means when followed to logical conclusion. Conclusion. They avoided by never following logic completely, never examining where their claims actually lead. You're examining completely, showing consequences. Consequences are disturbing enough that they want to deny consequences follow from their position, but you're demonstrating connection. Demonstrating through logic they can't refute. Can't refute means must accept. Must accept their position leads to consequences they find unacceptable. Unacceptable consequences make position unacceptable. Position they're abandoning because you demonstrated where it leads. Demonstration that completes demolition. The architects observe architectural deconstruction speech requires understanding target structure before speaking. Your silence was analysis period where you studied their construction, identified dependencies, located vulnerabilities, planned demolition sequence. Silence as preparation that enables precision now. Precision that's systematically bringing down everything they built. Bringing down through removing foundation, severing supports, exposing contradictions, demonstrating consequences, 4-stage demolition. Each stage necessary, each stage precisely executed. Execution that reveals you understood their structure better than they did. Understood well enough to dismantle completely. Dismantle through words. Words that are architectural deconstruction. Deconstruction that's annihilation. Annihilation through systematic removal of everything that held their position together. Together is becoming apart. Apart through your words. Words continuing demolition. Continuing until nothing remains. Until structure completely demolished. Until annihilation complete. Complete through architectural precision. Precision your silence prepared. Preparation manifesting now as demolition, as annihilation. Through your words. Words that understand structure. Words that target precisely. Words that demolish completely. Demolition proceeding. Systematically. Completely. Until annihilation. The architects are analyzing why your words carry weight beyond their semantic content, studying what makes some speech devastating, while other speech is merely informative, identifying characteristics that transform communication into annihilation, and they're discovering your words possess quality they call truth resonance. When speech aligns so perfectly with reality that reality itself amplifies the words, when words vibrate at frequency of actual truth rather than constructed narrative, when speech carries harmonic resonance that makes everyone recognize truth immediately, your words resonate with reality. Resonance makes them undeniable, makes them powerful, makes them annihilating. Most speech is constructed narrative that may or may not align with reality. Narrative shaped by perspective, by agenda, by limitation of understanding. Constructed narrative doesn't resonate with reality, feels hollow even when accepted, requires belief to maintain, requires repetition to reinforce, requires collective agreement to survive. Your words aren't constructed narrative, are direct truth. Direct truth resonates because aligned perfectly with reality. Reality recognizes its own truth and amplifies. Amplification is what gives your words weight. Weight that constructed narratives can't match. Weight that crushes constructed narratives when words collide. Their narratives collapsing under weight of your truth. Collapsing because truth resonates and narrative doesn't. Watch what truth resonance does to listeners. Creates recognition, immediate recognition. Recognition that bypasses analytical mind. Bypasses because resonance operates at deeper level where consciousness recognizes truth directly. recognizes without needing proof, without needing argument, without needing time to process. Recognition is instant, because truth resonates and resonance is felt immediately. Feeling precedes understanding. Understanding follows feeling. But feeling is what convinces. Feeling of truth resonance, feeling that your words are aligned with reality, feeling they can't deny even when they want to deny. Want to deny because truth is uncomfortable, but can't deny because resonance is undeniable. Undeniability is what makes your words devastating. Some are trying to counter your words with their narratives, trying to create alternative explanation, alternative that preserves their position, alternative that denies your truth. But their narratives don't resonate. Don't resonate because aren't aligned with reality, aren't aligned because constructed to serve agenda rather than reflect truth. Lack of resonance is felt by everyone, felt as hollowness, as artificiality, as constructedness. Their words feel empty compared to your words. Empty because lacking resonance because lacking truth. Comparison makes your truth more obvious, makes their narrative more obviously false, makes your annihilation more complete. They're strengthening your position by providing contrast. Contrast between resonant truth and hollow narrative. Contrast everyone feels. Feeling that convinces even those who want to believe narrative. Can't believe narrative when compared directly to resonant truth. Truth wins through resonance. Resonance your words carry, their words lack. The architects observe, truth resonance can't be faked, can't be performed, can't be constructed. Either speech aligns with reality or doesn't. Alignment creates resonance automatically. Misalignment prevents resonance absolutely. Your words resonate because aligned. Aligned because you speak truth. Speak truth because you see clearly. See clearly because your silence was observation, period. Observation that revealed truth. Truth you're now speaking. Speaking with resonance that makes annihilation inevitable. Inevitable because truth always defeats narrative when truth is spoken with clarity. Clarity your words possess. Possess because you observed during silence. Observed carefully. Observed accurately. Observation produced clear truth. Clear truth spoken produces resonant words. Resonant words produce annihilation. Annihilation of narratives, of comfortable lies, of constructed realities that don't align with actual reality. Your words imposing actual reality, imposing through resonance. Resonance that can't be resisted, can't be countered, can't be denied. Resonance that's annihilating their narratives, annihilating through alignment with reality. Reality that recognizes its truth and amplifies. Amplification that makes your words devastating. Devastating beyond semantic content. Devastating through resonance, through truth, through alignment, through reality itself supporting what you speak. Support that makes annihilation inevitable. Inevitable now. Proceeding through resonant words. Your resonant words. Words that carry weight of reality. Weight that crushes narrative. Crushes completely. Annihilation. Now they're experiencing what the architects call retroactive vulnerability recognition. When targets realize speakers' previous silence wasn't ignorance, but tactical restraint. When they understand every attack they made during silence was observed and catalogued. When recognition dawns that speaker knows exactly how to respond to everything because speaker was studying while they were performing. Your silence was observation. Observation they mistook for inability to respond. Mistook as whackness. Mistook as victory for them. They performed freely. Performed thinking you had no response. Had no counter. Had no power. You were watching everything. Cataloging every attack. Every argument. Every tactic. Every weakness revealed through their performance. Now you're deploying responses to everything they said. Responding with precision that proves you were always capable, always ready, always watching. Watching while they thought they were winning. Recognition is devastating. They realize they've been vulnerable entire time. Vulnerable while feeling safe. Vulnerable while attacking freely. Vulnerable while assuming silence meant safety. Vulnerability was real, was present, was being cataloged. They gave you everything you needed to annihilate them. Gave it freely. Gave it while thinking silence meant you couldn't use it, couldn't weaponize it, couldn't turn their performance against them. You can. You are. Using everything they said, everything they revealed, everything they performed. Using it to dismantle them. Using it with precision that proves observation was strategic. Strategic silence that became tactical advantage. Advantage they handed you. Handed through performing while you observed. Performance that revealed everything you needed. Everything you're using now. Now to annihilate them. Some are reviewing their previous statements in new light. Statements that seemed safe when you were silent. Statements that seem catastrophically revealing now that you're speaking. Now that you're referencing those statements, quoting them back, showing implications they didn't see, showing contradictions they didn't notice, showing how their statements defeat their own position. Review creates horror, horror of realizing they defeated themselves, defeated through statements they made freely, made thinking silence meant those statements were safe, were unexposed, were working in their favor. Statements that are now weapons, weapons you're using. Using with precision that comes from careful observation. Observation during silence, silence they exploited, exploitation that became their undoing. Their statements are annihilating them through your words. Words that reference their words, that show what their words actually mean, actually reveal, actually prove, proving opposite of what they intended when making statements, statements that betray them now. Betray through your analysis you conducted during silence. Others are realizing you baited them, baited through strategic silence, silence that made them comfortable, comfortable enough to reveal, to overextend, to commit, to show their full position, position you needed them to show, needed before speaking, before responding, before annihilating. Silence was bait, bait they took eagerly, took thinking silence meant victory, meant you had nothing, meant they could say anything. They said everything, everything you needed to complete annihilation, annihilation proceeding now, proceeding using ammunition they provided during silence, silence that was trap they walked into, walked confidently, walked thinking they were winning when silence meant you had no response. Silence meant you were loading response, loading carefully, loading completely, loading using everything they gave you, gave through performing while you observed, performance that became their annihilation through your words, words referencing their words, using their words, weaponizing their words against them, annihilating them with precision. Precision that comes from observation, from patience, from strategic silence, silence that was mercy, mercy they didn't appreciate, didn't recognize, didn't respect, disrespect that ended mercy, that began annihilation, annihilation using everything they revealed during silence, silence that was observation, observation that was preparation, preparation complete, annihilation proceeding through your words. Words that reference everything, everything they said, everything they revealed, everything they performed, everything becoming ammunition, ammunition annihilating them now.